Welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. I'm your host, Small Time Hero. Let's talk TaleSpin. So, TaleSpin is an American cartoon that was created by the Walt Disney Company. TaleSpin was a cartoon that was adapted for a programming block. This programming block happened to be the Disney Afternoon, TDA. If you hear me say TDA anytime in this video, I am talking about the Disney Afternoon. Disney Afternoon actually launched in September 1990 and ran till August of 1997. The Disney Afternoon was a created for syndication 2-hour programming block of animated television produced by Walt Disney Television and distributed Buena Vista Television. If you've ever watched any kind of Disney shows, you've actually seen the Buena Vista logo. You may not have noticed it, or you may have thought that it was just another Disney logo. So I'll show you right now. The Disney Afternoon actually led to the creation of Fox Kids, but that's another conversation for a whole nother episode. But it's a lot of drama there, so we're gonna get into it. So TaleSpin was adapted from the 1967 Disney animated feature The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book is a musical animated film produced by Walt Disney and released by Buena Vista Distribution. Once again, Buena Vista. The Jungle Book follows Mowgli, a wild child raised in the Indian jungle by wolves and his friends. His friends the panther, Baloo the bear, his friend Bagheera the panther, and Baloo the bear try to convince him to leave the jungle before Shere Khan the tiger arrives. Now, through those characters, Shere Khan and Baloo are very, very instrumental in the TaleSpin lore. TaleSpin is one of the 9 Disney afternoon shows to use previously already established characters. Those being Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, Bonkers, Quack Pack, Aladdin, and Timon and Pumbaa. Some of my favorite cartoons, to be quite honest with you. The TaleSpin series was developed by Jim Megan and Mark Zaslow, who also served as supervising producers and story editors. Megan and Zaslow were hired by Disney to basically pitch a show. It didn't really have any parameters around what they were going to pitch. They just were hired by Disney to pitch a show. So nearing the deadline for the show, Megan came up with the idea to censor a show based on or around Baloo from the Jungle Book. And so TaleSpin was born. TaleSpin is set in a fictional city called Cape Suzette. It's actually a play on the word crepe Suzette. Crepe Suzette. It is actually protected, and it has a border of cliffs to protect it from pirates and different flying vehicles. There is a chasm in the wall to enter the city. The characters are anthropomorphic animals. Regular animals do actually exist in this world, so there are actual animals. The series is centered around Baloo, a bush pilot running his own cargo business. Sometimes Baloo has incredibly loose business tactics and has also been known to only deliver cargo when the bills are due. For this, Rebecca Cunningham is able to basically swoop in and take over his business. She buys his business and buys all his debt and basically pays off his debt and starts her own business called Hire for Hire. Once Rebecca actually takes over Baloo's business and renames it Hire for Hire, she starts bringing in more business and is able to start creating a very lucrative air cargo business in and out of Cape Suzette. Baloo's not busy. He also likes to spend time at King Louie's place. Baloo likes to fill up and partake in all that King Louie has to offer. Baloo and crew often battle air pirates led by the Prince of Pirates himself, Don Carnage. Let's talk characters from TaleSpin. Baloo von Brunwald, the Sea Ducks pilot. Baloo is a great pilot, but unreliable and kinda lazy. Kit Cloudkicker, a 12-year-old bear cub who was orphaned and first taken in by Don Carnage and his crew of air pirates. Kit is Baloo's best friend and navigator for Hire. Kit is a very talented air surfer soaring through air on his airfoil. Kit was inspired by Mowgli and Bongo the bear, an early Disney project about a former circus bear who just wants to live in the forest like a real bear. Rebecca Cunningham. Rebecca is the owner and operator of Hire for Hire. Rebecca is a well-educated divorced mother who has sunk her life savings into a cargo transport business. A competent and independent but very impulsive woman. Rebecca cares deeply for Baloo, putting her business on the line multiple times to ensure Baloo's safety. Molly Cunningham. Molly is Rebecca's 6-year-old adventurous daughter. Taking after her mother, Molly isn't afraid to speak her mind. Wildcat. Wildcat is Hire for Hire's indispensable mechanic. Wildcat is an ace mechanic, fixing everything and anything he can get his hands on, and he can be a tad slow on the takeoff, if you know what I mean. He's very loyal and well-meaning. He's dim-witted, which makes him an easy target for cons. Sure Khan. The CEO of Khan Industries is a typical crude businessman, willing to do anything to make money and expand his business. With that being said, Shere Khan has also been known to hold a sense of morals and honor and protect Kate Suzette if he needed to. Louis is a fun-loving owner of the island rest spot and nightclub Louis' Place, which sits on the island that he owns by the skin of his teeth. Louis' character in TaleSpin is loosely based on Desi Arnaz's Ricky Ricardo, even sporting the thinly veiled anger issues Ricky was so famous for. Last but not least, the Sea Duck. The prize plane of Baloo, described as the fastest and most famous aircrafts around. Wildcat and Baloo have customized and revamped the Sea Duck to Baloo's heart was content, so much so that the Sea Duck barely resembles a Conwing L-16 anymore. The most extensively modified part of the Sea Duck is the engine assembly. The original engine was replaced with two Superflight 100 engines. Superflight 100s are among the most powerful engines on the market, giving the Sea Duck airspeed unheard of for a cargo that size. Early on, the engine had a turbocharger, device that Baloo was even reluctant to use. About some of TaleSpin's inspirations. While TaleSpin has a numerous amount of inspirations, because honestly, like I told you earlier in the video, the creators of the show were basically kind of grasping at straws. They didn't have any parameters for the show. They had these characters from previous work, and they knew they had to create a premise for this show. So they had to pull from different inspirations, and I think that's what made this show so special and why, we love it to this day, because there was always a different adventure, always something new over the horizon, and it was always like connected by this same cast. And I think that is what creates one of like those great animated features. One of TaleSpin's biggest inspirations happens to be Tales of the Golden Monkey. It's a live-action show that aired for one season in 1982 on ABC, set in 1938 in the South Pacific. An ex-fighter pilot named Jake Cutter operates an air cargo delivery service. Jake's best friend is his mechanic, Corky, a good-hearted alcoholic with a hazy memory from heavy drinking. Jake's favorite hangout in the monkey bar by Bon Chance, aka Louis. Cheers is also a huge inspiration to this show, with some of the characters like Rebecca being based off of Rebecca from Cheers. Rebecca Howe inspired Rebecca Cunningham, which is really cool, right? But Cheers, basically, Rebecca Howe comes in because the owner of the bar sells the bar to a corporation and she becomes the manager of the bar. So essentially she becomes basically his boss. And I mean, once you own something and you step down and somebody's over you as a manager, that's pretty much it. You don't like it. So Rebecca and Baloo have that relationship because, like I said earlier in the video, Rebecca bought Baloo's business when he wasn't paying his bills and taking care of his business. She was able to come in and overtake his business and buy him out. Like I said, TaleSpin does have a Japanese inspiration called Hayote Jedi. I'm not sure how to say it, but it is a 1989 manga created by Hayao Miyazaki about a pig-headed man who flies a seaplane and fights air pirates. 2 years after TaleSpin premiered, actually took this manga and created it into an anime called Porco Rosso. I think I said that correctly. TaleSpin only lasted one season, but it did live on in other forms of media. Let's talk about those. So, TaleSpin had a monthly comic based on the show in 1991, running for 11 issues. TaleSpin also had 3 different video games that were produced. a scrolling shooting game published by Capcom for the NES and Game Boy. The other two were platform games on the develop these were platform games developed by Sega for the Genesis and Game Gear. The other developed by NEC for the TurboGrafx 16. All right, guys, so that has been Saturday Morning Cartoons TaleSpin episode. If you like the episode, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, like, hit that bell for notifications for every Saturday because it's another episode coming at you next Saturday. If you did like the episode, please make sure to subscribe and share. Share with your friends. Share with your friends who love animation. If you learned anything today, let me know. If you want longer videos, let me know. Thanks for watching.